Reddit did some bad things, and now they're having to pay for it.
Yep.
The IAmA subreddit mods are revolting quietly. They're quiet quitting is basically what's happening here. And they're not doing anything more than they're not even legally required to, but they're not even doing anything more than basic mod activity from now on, which I think people are going to find out is a ton of stuff that they used to be doing. So interesting story.
Very effective protest and well deserved.
You should watch this because Mike actually has a super interesting point about the VC
Peter
money that's floating around
on it.
Yeah, I did
kind of web all over it.
Whoa, wait a minute.
He just started off by saying, well, inflation is, and I was just, but it's worth listening to. Also subscribe if you want to hear more about more of this kind of content. We're talking about Reddit and the changes that have happened there and that are still ongoing as a kind of fallout from the Reddit blackout that happened recently and the changes that they made to their charging policy for the API. And one thing that's happened is that our IAmA, which is one of the biggest and biggest sort of ways that people find out about Reddit, where they do interviews basically with celebrities and people who have specific jobs and just interesting interviews. And when you can do AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything, so they answer questions submitted by the Reddit community. The mods
in real time, in near real time.
Yeah, in real time is the way. And, the mods there do a ton of work. They schedule the interviews. They maintain a website that has upcoming interviews. They do pre-vetting of the people who want to get be on there. And there are huge names. Like a lot of movie stars have things on there. I think Barack Obama did an AMA at one point. This is a huge subreddit, and it's a major source of the reason why people love Reddit. And the mods have said, fuck it, we're not going to do any of that work for free anymore. And they will still be moderators in that they'll remove spam. They'll do the basic kind of mod duties. They will, approve stuff, but they're not going to do all of the extra work, which is a ton of extra work that they used to do behind the scenes.
Right.
Because they feel like, Reddit doesn't appreciate them. They're going to put these prices up and they should be able to get paid. They did note at the bottom of the post that, hey, just so you know, if Reddit is interested in hiring us for any of this, then get in touch. It's like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Which they're definitely not going to. It's really sad because what this now means is there's going to be no verifications done. So anyone can basically just go on there and say, I am who I say I am, and AMA, right? And it could be total bullshit, and it could be really damaging for the image that person is impersonating. And then also, very quickly, AMA is going to lose all credibility, right? Anyone, unless Reddit very quickly jumps on this and brings in staff to do this job, it's just not going to work. Where it has worked for the past 10 plus years, now it's just not going to be a good resource unless they jump in super fast, because we're already seeing random AMAs popping up of just the most random people, right? So not good.
Even if they try to create staff for this, they don't have any of the systems or process or relationships or experience doing this. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
But to the point of, they don't appreciate it. It's a direct response to the API thing, which I think you briefly touched on. But basically, if Reddit has said, we don't want to let third-party developers access our API for free, these mods are saying, well, we don't want to do this job for free anymore. Where before they weren't expecting to be paid, they just liked the platform, but the platform has now proven itself to be yet another capitalist venture with no soul. So they are responding accordingly.
Yeah,
and because go ahead,
sorry.
Peter. No, go.
I was going to say it's the major criticism of these API pricing and changes, which is that the platform, which was built is the way it is because of the community, and Reddit's not respecting its community. So I don't know.
I forget which company. Shit, but basically, there's this company that privately evaluates companies, and Reddit just got another decrease in their valuation. I mean, this is going to keep happening. This is really damaging for a company that wants to go public very soon. This is why they're doing these API changes. And also, like, so someone, I don't remember where I saw this, but someone made a really compelling post about why all these changes seem to be happening at the same time. YouTube and Reddit and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, like there's a lot of things happening right now that don't seem to make a lot of sense for end users. And the truth is that they're not having the end users in mind. What they're having in mind is that AI has taken over. And very quickly, they've realized that all this data is not only valuable from an ads and tracking perspective, but also from a training perspective. So they're putting up walls. So some people speculate that Reddit isn't actually doing this to make money from APIs. Reddit is doing this from limiting API calls that could be used for training AI. And the same thing's probably going to happen with scraping and Reddit. So they're going to have some crazy anti-scraping tech to protect their data if they survive this, that is.
Coming soon, subscription model for Wikipedia as well, which is going to, The company you're talking about is called Fidelity. They have an investment in Reddit that was valued at 15.4 million as of May the 31st. And then that's down. Yeah, they basically release how much they value their own investment in Reddit, and it's gone down a significant amount. It was still down 65% on the original investment. Wow. So
I think you skipped a step though, John. The value, tech companies are struggling because there's not the VC money, and I think what ties all this together is so inflation is basically an imbalance between supply and demand, right? And traditionally, when the government's only tool to modify, okay, Peter doesn't care. There's no VC money is the bottom line. You're muted.
Not only is there no VC money, but for the first time in a long time, tech companies are being pressurized. They're being super pressured, not pressurized. They're being super pressured to become positive in revenue, right? Like they're currently not. They currently don't make money. They lose money every year. Most tech companies. Most of the tech companies that users on any level interact with lose money every year. And obviously the exception here is like Facebook, or maybe Facebook's losing money too. I'm not actually sure, but like the exception is like Apple and Google and Amazon and maybe Netflix. I don't remember. Yeah. The really big names are fine, but like Twitter, total sink. Just Twitter. A boat in a lake. It is not good.
Do we get to talk about Twitter now? Oh, soon. We'll talk about Twitter on a Thursday.
So that is also another. That is, huh?
No, I was going to say you're right. Sorry, John, but I want to apologize to Mike. Because he started off with inflation is, and then I was just I had to kind of make a joke about that. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm actually quite interested in what you wanted to say. If you still tell us.
Well, okay, so inflation is an imbalance between supply and demand, right? And in the case of our current situation, inflation exists around the world because COVID tanked supply and completely threw the markets off. But the government's only tool to fix inflation is to reduce demand, creating unemployment, driving wages down, raising interest rates. Because interest rates have gone up, VCs have investment options other than tech startups. So some of the money that was going to tech startups is now going into these higher interest rate investments and is no longer available to the tech startups, forcing them to be profitable on their own, and creating a lot of these dynamics right now where these companies are saying, holy shit, we're not getting the money the free money that we once were. We have to figure out how to be profitable immediately or we're going to die.
Okay, that's actually super interesting. Now I really regret making a joke about it. Sorry. What you're saying is that there's only a certain amount of money to go around, and since okay, all right, that's interesting.
And now the VCs aren't driving majority of the layoffs.
They're not. Yeah, right. Exactly. So the VCs aren't going to get 10x on their 10x returns on 6% investment. But they have more options, and there's more pressure to be able to give these returns now.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So what was the story again? Was it about
the Reddit mods?
Oh, the Reddit mods.
No longer working for free.
So go back to Reddit. Yeah, I guess they're planning on IPOing soon. What I did find it strange though, because Spez, I forget his actual real name. The CEO of Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't know. This seems sort of like quite out of character. Has he been a secret asshole the whole time, or
he's been a total dickbag the whole time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Steve Huffman.
Steve Huffman. That's it. Yes, thank you. So this is quite brutal. This is quite like, we're going to put these API changes up and then sticking to his guns, doubling down on it, and weathering a massive blackout. This is like kind of what do you call it? Not bloodthirsty, but like real kind of CEO type.
It's cutthroat. It's super cutthroat.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly the word I was trying to think of. So I don't know. Are we going to see more stuff like this from in the future? They're going to fire half their staff, do like a layoff round, close a bunch of Reddits, change the rules so that you can't.
Yeah,
I don't know. You need to.
Yeah, Reddit's going to suck. And you know what? Like my where it used to be like definitely my home in terms of social like media intake. Yeah. I am so not in the mood to go to Reddit anymore. Like I'm really only using it to like find obscure answers. So
we're going to talk about Twitter later in the week, but like I have 3 pinned tabs in Brave, like that have been there since forever. Like Google Calendar. Now I have Mastodon, and I used to have Twitter. Like I recently closed. It's because those are the things I always check like all the time. And I closed Twitter. I don't have a Twitter one anymore. And do you have TikTok? Do you? Jesus.
All right. We'll end the show. We'll end the call. All right.
I think you should say I should have had TikTok up there. No, fuck that.
TikTok is waiting. Come to the dark side. TikTok is ready for you.
Man. I'll try it again, but it just puts all this shit up there. I think it's got the wrong idea.
All right, quick. Stop the episode.
Okay,
Rant about TikTok.